Hi, this is Laura from Hair Hardware, and today I'm going to show you how to make a princess hair bow. The bow we're going to make is identical to this one right here. The supplies that you're going to need are a salon clip, a pair of scissors, some pieces of 1/4-inch sheer bow tying ribbon, 3/8" ribbon. This is about 32 inches. I've pre-cut it into some strips. You're going to need 18 inches of 7/8 ribbon. That color is grape. And this is 27 inches of tulip ribbon. This is a pack of princess buttons, a pin, and you're going to need a single prong alligator clip. Okay, to get started, you're going to take your 1.5-inch ribbon, fold it in half, line up the edges, make sure you get it perfectly in half, and then pierce the center with the pin. Then you're going to take one of the ends, loop it around, and pierce it in the center. Do the same thing with the other side. And then you're going to take one of the loops and bring it down to the center and pierce it on the pin. Then do the same thing with the other side. Okay, now leave the pin in place and then place the entire piece in your salon clip. Okay, now you can adjust your loops. Make sure that the front has an X shape, that their loops are nice and even, and the back of the ribbon, it should have horizontal pieces. Okay, now you're going to tie the bow with your 1/4-inch sheer ribbon. So just make sure you take that pin out first and tie it in the back. Make sure you tie it nice and tight, and then you can remove it from the salon clip. Okay, now you're going to make another boutique bow. This time you're going to use your piece of 18-inch 7/8 ribbon, and you're going to do the exact same thing. Fold it in half, bring the side piece down to the center, and then take the other side and bring it to the center too. Pierce it in the middle, and then take those two loops and bring them down and pierce that on the pin too. You don't have to use the pin if you don't want to, but I like to use it because it helps keep all of the pieces aligned, especially while you're adjusting them. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust these loops before I tie it off. If it doesn't look right now, it's not going to look right after you tie it off either. Okay, so I'm going to put the 1/4-inch ribbon in through the salon clip and tie it off on the back. Okay, now take it out of the salon clip and adjust your loops a little bit. Make sure that they're nice and perky in the way you like them to look. Okay, now I'm going to cut the extra pieces off of this bow because they're not going to be needed, but leave them on the bigger bow for now. Okay, now you're just going to glue the smaller bow on top of the big bow, so put some glue in the middle and take the bow and press it down. Just make sure that it's sitting on top of there nicely. Okay, now we're going to put this aside for a minute, and we're going to make those loop pieces for the back. So what I like to do is fold the ribbon in half. This is 13 inches of 3/8 grosgrain ribbon, and I mark the fold with a pen. Do the same thing for the other side because these are two identical pieces. Okay, then I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to put a little bit of glue right on that mark. And then I'm going to take the end of the ribbon and I'm going to loop it around and put it right on top of the glue. Then put some more glue on top and loop the other side around. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing with the other piece. I like to glue the pieces of 3/8 ribbon that I make these back loops with because the 3/8 ribbon is so narrow that it is hard to tie and it doesn't look quite right when it's tied. It looks better when it's flat. Okay, so now you're going to glue these two pieces together. Just alternate the loops a little bit so they're not sitting right on top of each other. Okay, just like that. Now you're going to glue the bow that you made before on top of those loops. Okay, just like that. And this is where you're going to use those extra pieces of the bow tying ribbon that you left on the 1.5 inch bow. You're going to loop them around the front and bring them to the back and then tie it off on the back. That way it'll hold all your pieces that you just stacked together nice and secure. So you don't have to do a real tight knot there. Just make sure everything is nice and secure together. And now you can cut off those extra pieces. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of about 3 inches of 3/8 inch ribbon and we're going to cover the center. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on and I'm going to glue it to the back of the bow. And I'm not going to knot the center of this. I'm just going to wrap it around flat to the back and glue it on the back again. And the reason I'm not using a knotted center this time is because I'm going to be gluing an embellishment to the front, so I want it to be flat. Okay, so now we're going to line the alligator clip, and I had put a piece of double-sided tape on 4.5 inches of 3/8 grosgrain ribbon. So I peeled off the paper back and just opened the alligator clip, put the piece of sticky tape ribbon in, and wrap it around. Okay, now these embellishment packs, they're really cute. They have a whole bunch of pieces that all coordinate together. This is a princess pack, and I'm going to use the purple princess and the purple wand. And I'm going to remove the shanks on the back because these are buttons. So I'm going to remove that shank. And these are really nice because it's a nice flexible plastic and they're real easy to cut the shank off of the back with just regular scissors. So to glue it on, I'm just going to put some hot glue on the back of the piece that I want to use, and I'm going to press it down onto the center of the bow. The glue dries real quick. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the back of the magic wand. I don't want it to ooze out and show any glue. And I'm going to glue this to the upper left loop. Okay, now to attach the bow to the alligator clip, just put a strip of hot glue and then take your bow and press it centered right on top of the alligator clip. And your bow is all done. All the supplies that were used in this video are available at hair-hardware.com.